watch friends and bonjour! I hope that you've liked the Dutch windmills, or should we say it in French today, moulins. Because the watch that we are going to check out today is the latest model from Montmartre Watchworks that was launched on Kickstarter at the 14th of February 2024. Now, the Republic of Montmartre has always been a place apart, a rebel settlement of creativity and all sorts of artistry. Today it is still the home of fiercely independent designers and craftspeople, just like Robert Morrison, who has founded Montmartre Watches, hence the name. Robert started to create and design his modular watch concepts in 2015 to see his ideas and end product come to life for the first time in 2020. The watch that we are going to unbox today is the Montmartre Watchworks MW1. So let's dive into this French sophisticated diver's watch and let's check it out. Okay guys, let's open the box here. Here we have a nice leather pouch with their logo on it. So let's open it up, see what's inside. As you would probably guess, I'm a big fan of their logo. The windmill, or moulin as they say it in French, or molen as we say it in Dutch. Here we have the watch. And the rubber strap for the more sporty look and feel. And also we have a Milanese bracelet. Both has a quick release system which make it easy to swap them out, so that's very practical. And we also find a 2-year warranty card and a cloth. So yeah, first impressions of the watch. It looks elegant and the design is very original. It fits very well on my 6.7-inch wrist and it sits low on the wrist for good comfort. I can imagine that you could forget that you are wearing this. And yeah, what we see here is a diver style chronograph. With a water resistance of 131 meters, which is kind of an odd number, but enough to take this watch snorkeling at the Côte d'Azur. Despite the fact that this watch is housing a Seiko VK61 mecha quartz movement in the back, doesn't make it too light, so that's good. And the weight is 180 grams on the Milanese bracelet. So I personally like it when a watch is not too light, and there are exceptions like the titanium watches, of course. But for me, it gives the feel of quality. Now let's take a better look at the case of the MW1 series. Now the owner of Montmartre Watches, Robert, drawn inspiration from his daily work as an architect. In architecture, you have modular constructions where the same parts can fit on different designs. And this is a key element on the new MW1 series as well. Here we can find a modular concept, which means that there are multiple configurations possible with using the same case architecture. A unique case design can be worn with a 60-click bidirectional rotary bezel in stainless steel or combined with a cushion or oval shroud. Because of the modular system, there are multiple different looks that can be created with one and the same watch, which means that extra bezels and shrouds can be ordered afterwards, so you can customize your watch. Also, we find a cool feature lug design with a lug width of 20 mm. All MW1 watches have a 40 mm case diameter and a lug-to-lug of 45 mm, which makes the wearability excellent on my 6.7-inch wrist. But also for the smaller wrist sizes it would be a very good fit. The thickness of the watch is just 11.5 mm, and this can go up to 12.7 mm depending on the movement, which is including the domed sapphire glass. The finishing is great. There is a mix of some polished parts and brushed parts, but mostly brushed. The brushed finishing is very reflective and it catches the light nicely. The whole appearance and style is very elegant and flamboyant. Underneath the watch we find a closed screw-down caseback with a beautiful logo engraved in it and some information like, for example, the water resistance and brand name. The profile of the case looks great and different, which is kind of cool. I like the overall feel and the looks of it with the bezel and the case shroud. It breaks the lines on the side of the case, which helps making the watch look sleeker. It also gives it some more visual interest. If we then look at the movement options, there are 3 options to choose from. The first option is the VK61 Mega Quartz from Seiko, which is used for the chronograph dial layout, which we have here today. The second option is a NH34 movement from Seiko, if you want to opt for the GMT dial layout. And the last and third option is the Lenron L24 Swiss automatic version. All 3 movement options are great and reliable, and you just have to decide what complication or dial layout would have your preference. Please check out the website from Montmartre Watchworks or find them on Kickstarter if you want to have more information about all the options that you can choose from. I will leave a link down below. Now let us take a look at the specifications of the watch. The watch comes on a rubber or a mesh bracelet, which makes it easy to dress the MW1 up or down. You can even change the look of the MW1 series further with the choice of different shrouds and bezels. And I can imagine that this watch could also look quite apart on a blue crocodile leather strap. The rubber band is very subtle and has a really nice feel to it. The pin buckle has a soft vertical brushing and it comes with a quick release system. The rubber strap tapers from 20 mm to 18 mm at the buckle. The mesh bracelet has some cool details which are maybe small at first glance but important in the look department. The spring bar holder has the same vertical brushed finishing as the case and the lugs. I hope you guys can see it on the camera, but it really makes the transition from the case down to the bracelet flawless. It seems like a little detail, but it has a big visual impact in my opinion. These little details make me feel that no corners are cut here with the design and overall quality of the watch. The only gripe that I have is that I do feel that a little taper on the mesh bracelet would add to the elegant look and feel of the watch even more. I know, personal preference, but I just like a good taper on my watches. On the clasp we find the same vertical brushing and the logo from Montmartre Watchworks. The dial then. It has a sandwich construction and in this case it also features a chronograph function. But here it is all for the aesthetics of the watch. You won't be timing any sports cars or dive times with this one. This watch fits more in a cocktail bar at the center of Paris on a Friday or Saturday night. There are 3 colors available for the dial. This dark midnight blue, cognac, gunmetal, sage and teal. At the 6 o'clock we can find the seconds hand in the sub-register in the form of the Moulin, and at the 12 o'clock position we can see the counter for the minutes. Above the 12 position we then find the chronograph seconds hand, nicely between the double markers on the bezel and the dial. The hour and minute hands are skeletonized and are Lume filled, but this makes the legibility of the time a little bit of a challenge. Here it would be a better choice to have fully lumed hands, so legibility would be better because of the design of the markers and subdials. I feel that on the other dial options there is more open space on the dial where the skeletonized design works better. Moving away from the hands to the outer center ring, we see a very fine brushed finishing and the ring can change in color from a vibrant to a darker blue. In the center ring we find the seconds register and logo with the name of the watch company Montmartre. If we then take a look at the top of the dial, we have a domed sapphire crystal with 2 layers of anti-reflective coating. But because of the nature of a dome glass, there can still be some reflections visible on the glass. But the legibility is fine, also because of the polished hands of the watch that catches the light nicely. Now the crown has a very cool and nice design. It is signed, is 6.4 mm in diameter and has a grippy knurling and it just looks beautiful. Unfortunately, there is a ghost date position on the versions with the mecha quartz movement, but yeah, this is mainly because a date window would have been too much for the design of the dial. But in this case, not a big deal, because you rarely have to set the time on a quartz movement. The pushers are polished, small and simple, but it fits the overall design of the watch very well. The Lume then. Oh boy, this is a little divisive. Robert has used C3 X1 Great Lume for the bezel, hands and apparently for the dial as well. I can see that back on the hands and especially on the bezel. You almost need to put your sunglasses on for those Lume parts, but unfortunately the Lume of the dial is not as bright and not as long lasting. And yeah, that's one of the most important parts for readability of the time. Now Robert assured me that this is because I have a prototype here and the Lume of the dial is going to be improved with more layers on the production version. Because the Lume of the bezel is that bright, the difference in potency jumps out even more. Now let us take a look at the 20-minute Lume test so you can see what I mean. Okay guys, I believe that we have covered all the details of this great and original watch. The Montmartre will be launched through Kickstarter at the 14th of February, so yeah, it was last Wednesday I believe. And prices will start from 299 euros for this version up to 509 euros for the version with the Swiss automatic movement. My personal preference is the Swiss automatic with the sage color dial, date function and with the cushion shroud with the black DLC bezel. This one would look awesome on the black rubber or of course on a nice black leather strap. I hope that you all enjoyed the review and I will see you all on the next one. Take care, stay healthy and of course enjoy your watches. Fijne avond allemaal, bonne soirée à tous.